What is the process today, and could we expect any kind of announcement?
I've been guided away from expecting an outcome to this investigation today. I think you're right not to call it a hearing, which is what it's been mostly described as. I think this is more of a meeting and an interview by the investigators with Christian Horner, which will be, as I understand it, in a central London location today rather than at the team's headquarters in Milton Keynes. So I'm not expecting an outcome today. Clearly a very significant day. We know that Red Bull are taking this investigation very seriously. There's an allegation of inappropriate behaviour by Christian Horner by a female member of staff, and I understand that relates to controlling and potentially coercive behaviour. That's what we're looking at here in terms of what Christian Horner is being accused of. He has emphatically denied the allegations and is going to work to clear his name. But this could be the first step, I've been led to understand, in a process which could go on for a while. It's the first interview with Christian Horner. Might there be the potential for a second interview? I think he is prepared for that. He's expecting it to be quite a long day, as I understand it. I think we're talking about a process which will start sometime mid-morning and will continue into the afternoon. The investigators are pledged to be very thorough with this, but for those thinking this could either be concluded today or possibly in advance of the Red Bull launch, which is the 15th of February, next Thursday, well, that isn't a certainty. This is not going to operate, as I understand it, to a Formula One timetable. It will operate to a timetable appropriate to get a clear and fair solution for both parties.
What's your thoughts on it? Is this part of a wider Red Bull power struggle, do you think?
If you go online, you'll read a lot about this. I think it's wrong to consider it in these terms, and certainly the guidance I've had from Milton Keynes is that it's not a kind of battle between Salzburg and Milton Keynes for control of this racing team. Remember, this was an organisation, Red Bull, founded by Dietrich Mateschitz, the billionaire, part owner of the drinks firm. He passed away a couple of years ago. And since then, Oliver Mintzlaff, who's the former Red Bull Leipzig executive, has been running the general sporting operation. But it's been explained to me like this: it would be old-fashioned to think that an investigation like this would be governed ultimately by a power struggle going on elsewhere. You might read stories of Bernie Ecclestone potentially intervening on his friend Christian Horner's behalf with the Thai majority owners of the Red Bull drinks firm. I mean, that's a kind of old-fashioned view of the way Formula One power politics used to unfold. There's a lot of talk of, is Christian Horner as close to ace designer Adrian Newey as he used to be? Is there a little bit of a gap there? Does that make Christian Horner more expendable? Again, while that might have some kind of ramification if Christian Horner does go, it should have no bearing whatsoever on this investigation as it unfolds. So let's see what happens today. If we get any more detail on how this is going to proceed, but my guidance is that this could well stretch past the launch of Red Bull's 20th racing car, which is next Thursday, and who knows, might it not even be concluded before pre-season testing begins. And remember, the first race is coming up very soon on the 2nd of March.